Hi, everyone. In preparation for our next draft assignment that's due on Saturday, I wanted to go through one of the good examples that we've given you of this final product so that you know what it is exactly. I will be looking for you to have in order to receive full credit for the draft. You need to have all of the pieces from the minimum expectations section of the assignment syllabus in order to get all of the credit. Even though it's a draft, it needs to be good enough to be the final in terms of meeting all the expectations. So I'll go through all those expectations for you, and I'm going to use this article, Brighter and Brighter Until the Perfect Day. So first, it needs to be BYU Idaho appropriate. That should be fairly straightforward. On this one, you're using all your own images and all your own, and text from LDS.org or BYUiScroll.org. So that should be fairly straightforward. You need to use InDesign, and you need to have 3 pages. So here you can see this student made this page stand on its own, and then the next 2 pages were facing pages. That's correct. You need to have 3, but 2 of them need to be a spread. They need to be facing each other, kind of connected, and make it, it echoes, it looks like it flows from one to the next. They also need to be 8 by 10 page dimensions. So, and they need to be portrait, not landscape. So you couldn't have like 2 8 by 10 pages this way, and they all need to be matching. So all portrait, all three 8 by 10. You need to have 2 columns or more in your layout. As was discussed in your readings, it's hard to read when something goes all the way across the page, especially when you get deep into a paragraph. It also can look really funky because one really long paragraph can end up being 2 sentences, 2 lengths. Anyway, so we're looking for recognition of that. You need to be careful with those kinds of things. So a 2-column plus layout is required. Then you need to use an article that has at least 600 words, can be found on LDS.org or on BYUiScroll.org. And it can have a main title. It likely will have a main title, but it should not have any headings or subheadings inside of it. That's something that you are going to be pulling out on your own, creating yourself. And then if you are not able to use all 600 words from your article, then at the end you can just say something like continues on page number 45 to emphasize that this article would have gone on to another spread if you were designing the whole thing. You don't have to just design every word squeeze every word of your article into your 3 pages if that doesn't work for what you're trying to do. Okay, you need to add in these headings. So this person, she picked out these 3 clauses, the light of the church, the light of the gospel, the light of Christ, as her headings. Makes sense. So you'll need to read through your article to determine what would be a good heading. Where should I break this up into different pieces? And then do that breaking up on your own. She put in 1 pull quote, which is something that you need. Basically, you'll find some relevant, interesting quote from within the text, copy it, and create a little snapshot of it off to the side. Words can wrap around it. You can have boxes around it, whatever you want to do, but it needs to be bigger and obviously a quote. All right, you need 2 relevant images and they need to be taken by you. And they need to have been taken this semester. So you could, if I open up your article and you've got 10 feet of snow, that's probably not meeting those specifications. So be aware of that. Let's see. You need to have a word wrap. So at least one article, either one of your images or your pull quote, something needs to have text flowing around it. As was shown in the text wrap tutorial video. So if you're not sure how to do that, go back to that video, and it's pretty straightforward, and it makes for some interesting final products. So I'll be looking for at least one word wrap. And then you need to be consistent in your headings and your body copy. So here you can see all of her headings are using the same type. They're the same size. They're in the same place. And then all the body is also in the same type. It's treated the same way. You wouldn't want to have great contrast between the pieces that are the same. You want all the body to be the same, all the headings to be the same, treated the same way. But you do want to have contrast between your heading and your body copy, or the different types that you use. They need to contrast each other. So if you're not sure what those contrasting type, what it means to be contrasting, then go back into your reading and review the typography sections a little bit. You'll need to have a little bit of background if you've never heard about any of that before. All right, so that should be it. Those are all the minimum expectations from your assignment. So let me know if you have any questions, if you're not sure what any of these bits mean, and good luck. I'm excited to see what you come up with.